2,000 subscribers. There are 2,000 people out there that may see every video we post. Before I start the video, thank you so much for hitting the subscribe button, for commenting, for liking, for being so great, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. In the last 2 weeks, several things have happened. The first thing being, I was ill. It was horrible, and I was in bed for about a week, but I'm okay now, so that's good. The second thing that happened is, I got these to work in at a computer. The other half of this band also wears glasses, and it might get a little bit confusing, so for the most part, I'm not going to wear them. As you've probably seen in the title for the video, I'm going to do a studio tour. This is the room that I record in, I write in, I sleep in. This is also my bedroom. It's a bedroom studio, which is kind of cool. I thought it might be good to give you a tour and to show you around the studio. So, here we go. The first part of the studio is my Mac. It is a 27-inch iMac. The main reason that I decided to actually go for a Mac and not a PC was the music software that I'm using. So I'm using Logic Pro X. That is really because I was trained on it in college, in my education, and I came straight out and I got the Mac and it was just easy. It is a beautiful computer. I think the best thing about the Mac is probably the screen. It's so easy to work on, there's so much space to edit on. Yeah, I love the Mac. It was definitely one of the best things I bought for the studio. So, that is the computer. The next important piece of equipment that I've got in the studio is the Scarlett 18i20 audio interface by Focusrite. I used to have like the small 2-box one, but I was finding that for like a lot of the covers we were doing, we couldn't record as many tracks as we were needing. So, after about 3 years of struggling, I bought this bad boy, and it is beautiful. If you're looking for a lower price interface that gives you the quality and the flexibility you might need in a studio, I would definitely recommend this. All this equipment is going to be linked in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah, this has been a game changer. If you are struggling with the 2-input one, definitely do the upgrade. It is so worth it. The next part of the studio that you could argue is actually probably the most important part is my monitor speakers. For years when I was mixing my music, I was just using a pair of monitor headphones. These are the Audio Technica M30Xs. Really nice headphones, but after about 8 hours of wearing them, a little bit sore. The monitor speakers that I'm using are the Focal Alpha 50s. They are beautiful, they're just black, they're plain, they look really boring, and they sound really great. And now it's time to talk about the microphones. So this is the first microphone that I got when I was about 13, I would say. After a few years of using this mic, I upgraded from this to this microphone. This is the Rode NT1A. I find it's great for guitar, great for vocals, pretty versatile really. This is definitely a must-have if you are building a home studio and you want a decent mic that isn't ridiculously expensive. The other microphones that we constantly use at the moment are the SM58 and the SM57. These microphones are actually at Ashley's house at the moment, so I don't have them to show you. But they're really good. The SM58 is just great for vocals, gives you a bit more of an edge if you're recording, maybe something that's a bit more rocky and harsh. Bon Iver's first album was actually recorded almost entirely with the SM57. After hearing that, we had to get one, so we've been using it for guitars, vocals, everything like that. I'm just doing the edit and I've realised that I've forgotten to talk about the microphone that I'm actually using all the way through the video. I got this mic a few weeks ago and it is incredible. It is the Shure SM7B. I've put this microphone on the Rode radio arm. Worth mentioning that if you are looking at getting one of these mics, you also definitely need to get a booster, something to boost the signal. Now the one I've got is the Cloud Lifter CL1. It's quite a quiet microphone without that. This is my favourite microphone for my voice. I think it's just got a lovely warm sound to it. That is the microphone you will hear in most videos these days. The next thing I want to talk about is the light panels. So there are various panels around the room. There is a panel right behind me. There is a panel behind the computer. There is a panel all along a wall, just over there. These are effectively MDF boards on a frame that is connected to the wall. They're covered in acoustic foam or acoustic insulation. And then behind the MDF board, the part you can't see, we've attached lots of these lights. These are Philips Hue light strips, and they're amazing. I would actually say that when we did this room about 2 years ago, I wasn't sure whether to go for the lights, and when I did go for the lights, it definitely makes a huge difference. Lighting is everything. These lights are fully customizable. You can use the app and you can change, each individual panel to be whatever color you want it to be. Cool, so I'm going to really quickly show you the light. So these are the main two light panels that I use in the videos. I have this remote here, and then if I do this, it dims the lights. And then if you press this button many a time, it changes things like warmth, color, brightness, things like that, presets that I've chosen. I don't know if you can also see, but there is an app for the lights, and if you drag this around, you can sort of pick your colors, which is pretty cool. I could make my desk red, I could make this one, whatever color I want, blue, pink, green, whatever. And you can also play them time with some music, which is definitely my favorite thing to do. If you're really interested in the lights and how they work and how we're making them, then I guess I could film the process. So just let me know. If enough people let me know, I'll do some sort of video on it. Okay, the next thing is guitars. So I have 10 guitars. So I'm just going to talk you through these guitars because they mean quite a lot to me. This is the first guitar I ever played. This was actually my mum's guitar when she was learning when she was a little bit younger. It's a pretty harsh guitar, the action is completely awful, it hurts your fingers, but it is part of my musical journey, and that is the reason that I think it's awesome. It might just be me, but I do name quite a few of my guitars. So this guitar is called Scratch. The reason being, when I was playing it one day, it used to have a lovely scratch plate on it, and that just fell off onto the floor, so I named it Scratch. I've then got a 12 string, which I called Freddie. I got this bass guitar from my girlfriend on my birthday a few years ago. Made a huge difference to my recording, so that is my bass guitar. I haven't actually named it, but it is a beautiful guitar. Right behind me on the wall, this guitar here is called Katie. That is a Little Martin. Played about 100 gigs in a year with this guitar, and the only problem I was having was it didn't stay in tune. So unfortunately, I don't really use that one anymore. The next guitar that you can see here is my newest guitar. This is the one that I gig with. This is called Charlie. It is another Martin. There is an acoustic bass that I don't really play, but it looks good. I also have 2 ukuleles, and there is one more guitar that I would like to talk about, and that is this guitar. Possibly one of the ugliest guitars I have, but this guitar has a really nice story to it, so I will explain that for you. Around about a year ago, I believe, I was in Wales on holiday. If I go away, I do like to have an instrument, and unfortunately, I didn't bring a guitar with me. We were in this Welsh town, we were having a coffee, and we walked past this shop that said it sold lots of guitars. So obviously I went in. This shop was called Mark's Guitars. And anyway, I picked up this guitar, and I'd never heard anything like it. It wasn't necessarily a pleasant sound, but it was definitely unique. I hit record on my phone, and I just started playing this. And when I came home, I listened to the thing I recorded on my phone, and I wrote a song actually, which you can hear on the demo mixtape. It's called You Should Have Just Said. Again, I'll put a link in the description. It's on Spotify and YouTube, and you can actually hear part of the guitar that I recorded in that shop, and I put it in the song. And there's loads of things I love about this guitar. Things like the tuning pegs are different colours, and where the tuning peg is sort of in the wood of the guitar, they are completely botched. They are wonky. The guitar's got this thing called a banana neck, which means it doesn't really stay in tune. It looks a bit like an ugly acorn. If you touch this part of the guitar with too much pressure, it kind of wobbles and makes a weird cracky noise. Probably not good to do that actually. The reason I love this guitar so much is that it's unique, and you will never find a guitar quite like this guitar. I'm the only person in the world that owns something like this. And for that reason, it was definitely worth spending 50 quid in a shop in Wales, because I don't really think you could put a price on the individuality of this guitar. So the final thing that I want to talk about a little bit is just some of the pedals I've got for my guitars. This is the Boss RC30 loop pedal. This is the Boss RC300 loop pedal. So that is the loop pedals I've got. The final pedal I'm going to talk about is this pedal here. This is the AD10 acoustic preamp by Boss. Essentially this is a preamp, so my guitar is louder, it is cleaner, it is less likely to buzz and go crazy. You can also plug in 2 guitars. It has a tuner It's also a mute button. There is delay, and my favourite button is the boost button. This is a must-have in my opinion. If you're playing acoustic guitar live and you want a bit more control, this is for you. And that brings me to the end of this studio tour. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed some of the stories that I've told you. This room is really important to me as a musician. It gives me a really good place to work in. You know, I can sit in here for maybe 12 hours at the computer and just feel comfortable. I'm really, really grateful that I can have this studio, and I'm really, really grateful that there are 2,000 of you on YouTube watching some of these videos. So thank you so much. I really hope you've enjoyed today. If you have, hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what videos you want to see. Most importantly, have a really good day. Thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.